Yunus has been, making loose comments on the northeast of India, presenting maps where our states are, included as part of Greater Bangladesh, and then justifying it as it being a child's drawing and so on. If you believe that Pakistan lacks the capacity to actually operate from Bangladesh against India, why do you think the excessive focus on the East by both Pakistan as well as the Yunus regime?
No, okay. Let me add another layer to it. When I say Pakistan operating east of India, I meant on a more strategic plane. What the Pakis will do in Bangladesh is nothing strategic to further American interests. What the Pakistanis will do in Bangladesh is what they were doing pre-2007. Before that caretaker government came in, and then Sheikh Hasina comes in 2009 and dismantles that entire terror infrastructure that had been built up in Bangladesh. But before that, what were the Pakis doing? They had infiltrated into the Bangladeshi system. What they were doing, and also remember the Pakistan of that era, around 2005, is very different from the Pakistan of today in terms of the financial capabilities that they had. Their economic standing, their international standing was not was far better than what it is today. But what they were doing was basically low-cost terror operations, where they were, using Bangladeshi territory to train Bangladeshis and other Islamist terrorists, and then send them into India, or, hobnob with the Bangladesh intelligence agencies to patronize Indian separatists from the northeast, give them safe havens, camps, training, weaponry, stuff like that, so that they can keep the Indian northeast destabilized. Now, look, I think we have also moved on from what we were at that point of time. Let's not make too much of it, but we were a bit of a namby-pamby state, especially when it came to our northeast. I suppose some of those doctrines have changed. If I was to take what Prime Minister Modi said after Op Sindoor, when he had, I think, gone to Pathankot or one of these places, I think the Adampur Air Base, that is where he announces that this is now going to be the template. And that template is not just for Pakistan. I would imagine that template equally holds true for Bangladesh, right? So if Yunus is shooting his mouth off, some of these other assholes in Bangladesh were talking about lopping off, the chicken's neck, the Bangladeshis should then realize there are two chickens' neck in Bangladesh also. And it's easier for us to lop those off and absorb some of those territories where there are a lot of Hindus based and give them relief. If this is the game they want to play, then this is a game two can play. And I think there are certain red lines that India has drawn, which Bangladesh needs to understand, just as Pakistan needs to understand that. So I would imagine that the Pakis will try and play that game. They will, of course. What has changed to some extent in their favor is that maybe they expect that the Chinese will also become part of that compact. And that would, of course, certainly complicate things for us a lot more, because then you have yet another player into the game. And that is not going to be a very comfortable situation for us. But if push comes to shove, I don't think we're going to back down anymore. I don't think that's the mood anymore.